Maybe we can just get a second. You got a second pair?
What's that? You need glasses? Well, I think I do.
Braddock,
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
Capron,
Aye.
Greckin,
Here, I'll.
Moore.
Aye. I move we adjourn to
Put those
closed
bubbly
session.
stuff
Second.
on.
Aye.
Capron,
Aye.
Greckin,
Aye.
Moore,
Aye.
Braddock.
Aye.
Be back at 4:20.
Capron,
Here.
Greckin,
Here.
Moore,
Here.
Braddock,
Here.
Scott.
Here, could we? Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Meet Todd Moyer at the mic, please. You can stay there afterwards, because I think we've got a interview too, right?
Yeah.
All right, we have a commendation that reads, "We're here to be commended for taking the time, the initiative, and the effort to create a beautiful business property that contributes greatly to the city of Sioux City. And whereas you should be proud of the work you've done and the beauty you have created. And whereas we thank you for allowing our citizens to enjoy your beautiful property and for teaching by example the merits of beautification in our community. Now therefore, I, Robert E. Scott, Mayor of the City of Sioux City, on behalf of the City Council, do hereby commend Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, Sioux City, for exhibiting pride in Sioux City and for being named recipient of the Pride of Sioux City Business Beautification Award. Thank you for what you do. Say a few words if you would.
Could you break Bob first?
Okay, all right.
Want me to stand in?
There you go. Got it?
And this is all
committee as well. So,
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Say a few words.
Thank you. Well, thank you very much, Todd Moyer. Again, just want to give a real warm thank you to Stephen Jones and his team at Clausen's Nursery. They do such a great job along with our facilities team, really led by Les Tucker. It is a absolute full-time job for a great many team members to keep the property looking beautiful. And today is our second year anniversary, and I can honestly say that it didn't look that good the day we opened, and it's been a labor of love for us. And Battery Park opened just over 1 year ago, and that was another great addition to the plant and flowers and really making a great curb appeal. So it's something we take a lot of pride in. We're not done yet. I will tell you that we have a lot more plantings that will go in, and each season it will look nicer and fuller and will continue to mature. So thank you again, Mr. Mayor. Thank you to the council and to the committee. Very much appreciated. I really, truly can't wait to share this with the team. And I know Stephen Jones is going to be very happy about this one as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Todd.
Stay there and we'll interview you for the Convention and Visitors Bureau, Tyson Event Center. Tell us why you want to serve on that.
Well, again, Todd Moyer, 4724 Greyhawk Ridge Drive here in Sioux City. I have a lovely wife and 4 children, and this community has treated me and welcomed me with open arms, and it's really been a pleasure over the last 3 years that I have lived here, and I'm anxious to give back. I've been in the events and entertainment business for over 25 years. I think I'd have a lot to offer the city, and have been around the entertainment world and have done a great variety of acts. I'm looking forward to working with the staff there and the rest of the board, and I think we can do great things for people of all ages in the existing facilities.
You think we need more shows or less shows in the Tyson?
Well, that's a great question. I think that it's a beautiful facility. It has a lot of versatility, and that you can do some big shows and some small shows. It fits comfortably in the overall city plan. Our venues don't necessarily compete because we don't have that kind of capacity, 8,000 capacity, and obviously Anthem is much smaller, more like 600. So I think at the end of the day, probably can do some more events and some more interesting and newer events and try to touch a broader audience.
I want to thank you for that, because I'm also on the Tyson Events Committee, and I'm looking forward to you being on the committee if we so have it. And good ideas are welcome, and I think at this point in time we need some good ideas and to get Tyson up and going again like it used to. And it's good to have experience, because that means a lot. So I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, any other questions? No. Thank you, appreciate it, Todd.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day. We'll move to consent agenda, which is items 3 through 14C. You can consider that they pass unanimously unless a separate roll call vote is asked for. If you want to speak on one of these items, come podium as it's being addressed. Any person wishing to speak on an item not on the agenda or on the agenda, please do it. Please state your name and address for the clerk. And if you have an item that you want to talk about, it's not on the agenda, come up at the end under citizen concerns. I'll move the consent agenda.
Second.
3 is a reading of the city council minutes of July 21st and 25th, 2016. I will abstain because I wasn't here. 4 is a resolution appointing Janelle Bertrand as the Human Resources Director. Bob, you want to introduce her and have her say a few
Janelle,
words?
would you like to come up? After our recent recruitment, we had 2 selection committees complete an interview process, and Janelle was one of 3 people that we chose to interview. I think it was a unanimous choice from both committees that we selected Janelle. Just in the short time I've known her, I think she'll be a very welcome addition to our organization, both from a personal standpoint, but also from a knowledge standpoint. She has over 20 years of human resources experience, most recently with the state of Iowa. longtime Sioux City native, and with that, I'll let you introduce yourself and say anything you'd like to say.
Hi, I'm Janelle Bertrand. I'm the new HR director with the city. And as Bob said, I've been with the state of Iowa Human Resources Division for over 20 years. And I did HR services for the western third of the state. So I'm really looking forward to having one place that I can stay in. And it looks like everyone's been welcoming and a good opportunity. And I'm very eager to start.
Well, I'd like to welcome you, and as I'm sure the rest of the council does. We're excited to get you going, and we're really happy to have you, and especially since you're already from Sioux City, so you kind of have an idea what's going on here in our great city, so welcome.
You're not related to the state senator, are you?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. He happened to be in the
I
chamber.
saw that.
All right. Well, good luck.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
She's also a USD grad for people that wanted to know.
I was concerned, Iowa or Iowa State.
No, we don't worry about that.
5 is a motion appointing William Burrows to the Historic Preservation Commission for a 3-year term. 6 is a resolution supporting the submission of an IEDA application for Workforce Housing Tax Credit Program for Rick Bertrand, 3600 block of East 14th Street. 7 are resolutions adopting plans and specifications for the proposed construction of the water main replacement project. 8 is a resolution awarding a purchase order to Cornhusker International for the purchase of 2 international dump trucks for CMG. 9 are actions relating to grants. A is a resolution authorizing Parks and Rec to accept a $5,000 grant from the Gilchrist Foundation for equipment for the Sioux City Municipal Band. B is a resolution approving applications to IDOT for the 2017 Federal Aid Highway Rail Crossing Safety Program for railroad signal safety improvements at Jackson, Virginia, Court, and Iowa streets. C is a resolution approving a grant agreement authorized by HUD for CD block grant. D is a resolution approving a grant agreement authorized by HUD for home investment partnerships. E is a resolution approving a grant agreement authorized by HUD for the Emergency Solutions Grant Program.
On B, Jill, was that quiet zone related, or is that more just a smoother crossing?
It could be potentially quiet zone related. It would allow for part of the crossing improvements to be paid for by the state. And so particularly out of the 4, the one we are really looking at more closely is Virginia Street because of, we believe, the increased traffic when that project is done. So that's why we're applying again. We've applied for these previously in years past.
Doesn't hurt to try again.
That's right.
All right.
10 are actions relating to street closures. A is a resolution temporarily closing various streets in the Pearl and 7th Street area on August 5th, 12th, 19th, and 26th, and September 2nd, 9th, and 16th, 2016, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. for Food Truck Fridays. B is
On that, is there, that would be like an equivalent of a property tax?
You know that answer? Is there any kind of fees for property taxes? I think they just do a.
For the food trucks,
Yes.
Renee Billings Economic Development. No, this is the first year we're doing it, and we're just trying to gain momentum and gauge interest in it for the food trucks. So we do not have any fees this year. We're looking at that going forward, though.
That is a concern I've heard from other restaurants as far as, we're downtown, we pay property taxes, and it does affect their business, so.
Sure. Yep, we are looking at having fees for next year. We kind of put it in that location because it's probably the one street that may be a little farther away from all the restaurants. We're not close to 4th. Try to stay away from Pearl. We also, we're trying to incorporate the new park that will be located in that area so we can use the seating and all the improvements that will go into there to kind of make it a nice gathering area.
Does the health department also check out all the trucks?
Yep, every week they're out there checking out them.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
11 are actions, B is a resolution of temporary closing Nebraska Street from 5th to 6th Street on August 13, 2016, from 12 p.m. to 11 p.m. for the I'm not gonna say this right, but Alance Evangelistical Community Awareness and Outreach Event.
Mayor, Council, Angel Wallace, Parks and Recreation Manager. This event did have one property owner that is contesting that street closure. The organizers did contact all the businesses that would be impacted by the street closure and did obtain signatures. One signature was not given, and that would be the Whistle Stop. That owner is here today, and he would like to speak on behalf of his not wanting the street closure to take place on Nebraska Street. First we'll have Mr. Swaggerty come up first, please. And you can just go to the podium, state your name and your address, please.
My name is Chuck Swaggerty, and I own the Whistle Stop Consignment at 506 Nebraska Street.
Go ahead and tell us what
And,
your concerns are.
Well, they're requesting to close the street on Saturday, and, you know, with being a downtown business, parking's always a concern for us. And Saturday is when we really make most of our money. So I am concerned that they plan on closing down Nebraska Street through our block for the entire day. I'm wondering if they could possibly move their event to a Sunday when most of the businesses downtown are closed.
The event coordinators are here if you want to come up and speak. Pastor. I would add that the majority of the property owners did approve the street closure request, and city staff did not see an issue with this closure.
Angel, the businesses that were notified were just in the 500 block in Nebraska. Did you contact Fifth Street between Pierce and Jackson, say? Or how wide did you ask for
Just
approval?
Nebraska Street.
Just the
between
500
Fifth-
block in Nebraska?
between
Because I
Fifth and
talked to
Fifth.
some of the business owners on Fifth Street that are also against it. So, just
They
we-
had concerns?
Well, they do have concerns, and I mean, we've been in our location for 5 years. My store has been, and I've been there the longest, and just parking has been a nightmare with the road construction or the road resurfacing and the curb replacement. So I just think it would be horrible for my business to close down the street for an entire Saturday for a religious event.
Thank you.
Pastor, you want to speak?
Thank you, Mayor and City Council, for giving me this opportunity to talk about this. And yes, the purpose of this is to help and reach out people and increasing the peace in this town. We talked to everybody on that block, and most of all, they agree. And I guess it's going to benefit, and especially the food sellers, because there's going to be people there, and more than usual that coming, and there are other pastors from outside the city coming too. So it's going to be more people in that area than usual. And we have several signatures, the owner of the building, that they agree to have this for that day. The purpose is to preach the gospel to people, to help people to, as we've been done in the past. First time that we're trying to do this in downtown, because it's focused on people, unchurched people. And I never thought that we were going to have any kind of problems, and we can even pay an extra parking on 5th or 6th Street, stating for his business, especially for them, for his business. The other people didn't object to anything. They said they'll be all right, especially some of them, they'll be closed. But food sellers, they like the idea they're going to have people coming to their business. And I believe there's going to the rest of the business are going to be open. And first time we tried to do this, and I hope that they can be passed. We don't mean any harm. We just want to help and to contribute to the peace of this community, the whole area. we're going to start from a walk from South Sioux City to this place with several churches involved. It's going to be a bilingual services because there is also English-speaking pastors that are going to be preaching there. We have all the permits required, and we're just waiting on your decision to that. I hope that you can consider this. Thank you.
It would seem to me that there would be a lot of people on that street.
Yes.
Maybe going into your business.
Well, that's the claim that they've made to the other shops, but I know a lot of their friends and people that come to Total Nutrition to their business. I mean, they don't shop at my store. My customer base is older women, and they've also suggested that we park in the parking garage, but they never park in the parking garage. I mean, they're just not able to walk down. I don't think it's really safe for them. So I just don't see it that way.
But maybe you could get new customers, that's what I'm saying.
No, I know what you're saying, but a lot of the people that go to their church come to their shop regularly, and they fill our street, but they don't shop at our shops. They go to their shop. So.
What time do you close on Saturday?
5 o'clock.
And this is from noon till 8 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night?
11.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
So what else are you going to be doing on the street besides having?
Well, the main program is, like I say, different pastors and evangelists, and it's going to be singing, preaching, and having breaks between so they can go and eat.
We have.
I think they don't have.
We have food trucks and food and all that kind of stuff down there?
No, we were planning to do that at first, but we'd rather not to, so the business can benefit from the traffic of people coming, even from out of town. And yeah, I think it will benefit to all of them, including him.
In the RCA, it says the worship music and ministry begins at 3 p.m. Is there room for a compromise? If the store closes at 5, could we start at 5 instead of 3?
I gotta tell you, anytime there's a parade or anything, they stick the stuff outside our business at like noon or 1 o'clock, and the parade's not till like 5 or 6 p.m. The idea behind closing the street early is because people pay their parking meters. And then, you basically have to tell them to leave or get out, and they still have time on their meters. So that's what's on the street or trapped or stranded inside the event.
Yeah, the public parking at front of is going to be open too. I guess that's where we're planning to park. Those who are leading this event, we're going to park away so that people can park close. And
here's the one on 5th Street,
Nebraska.
Oh, Nebraska. Right.
Jesus Alvarado. Yeah, and I represent this
And your
group.
address?
I represent
Your address, please.
My address is I live in South Sioux. The church is here in Sioux City. The church is in 9th and Douglas, 401.
Perfect.
There you go. Thank you. All right, anyone else to be heard? Anyone want it pulled off and voted separately?
Well, I think I do, because I'm not sure. Keith raised a good point, or at least triggered in my mind. It's probably not really from the noon time till 11 o'clock. It's probably going to start even before noon. So basically, you're closing the street down for the businesses for an all-day event.
You can't close it down.
Well, I mean, it's not. Yeah, it's not blocked to close it down, but basically, with all the activities that will be taking place, up to that point, I think it would. I mean, I think we just have to decide: are we willing to close the business or close access to the businesses for a full day, which is a Saturday, which is probably one of your busiest days? And it's no reflection on what activity you want to do. It really isn't. For me, it's just, do we want to take that business away from the existing businesses for one of their busiest days? And why couldn't it be on a Sunday or,
Why do you close Pierce Street off for high school graduations, and why do you close Pierce Street off for Briar Cliffs graduations? Because that's the day, unfortunately.
Or it's just a day where you take kids on a bus down to see a show at the Orpheum, we close the street down, and there's no reason you can dump them off somewhere else and have them walk into the building, have the buses parked down at the Tyson. I mean,
Is there a reason they can't have the event at their church on Douglas Street? Why are they having it on Nebraska by the Total Nutrition?
Because they probably want more room than that.
are those street closures that you mentioned, are those an 11-hour closing?
They close for Briar Cliff.
Briar Cliff is an all-day.
All-day
To
deal.
the, yeah, tonight for setup and tear down.
That's on Saturday, isn't it?
Bikers night. That's for days.
3.
fun runs.
Fun runs.
We don't even let ambulance through, right?
But, I mean, we'll pull it off and we'll vote.
It's hard to argue.
No, I understand.
It's hard to
that.
argue against that one.
No.
You know, you brought to my attention what we've done, what our track record has been. So it's difficult because it's hard to argue against that, and I don't want to single out one activity over another.
No, I understand that. I mean, it's just been really difficult being downtown with all of the road construction and closures. You know,
Yep.
a 3-week project to resurface Nebraska Street in front of my shop lasted 9 weeks and just about put us out of business 2 years ago. And I just hate that you're closing down the street, you know, on one of my busiest days. So I had to come.
I don't need to have it pulled, though. I can count, so.
Well, hopefully have like 10 people go to a shop and buy something, okay?
I think they will.
All right.
I think they will, even more than that.
The way it is, Mayor, it's still.
Thank you, though, for bringing that to our attention.
Request.
Okay, it's pulled, so according to the legal beagle, it's pulled, so we have to vote.
So once you pull it, you can't unpull it.
Unless he wants it, but he made the motion to pull it, so he could rescind his motion.
I don't think anybody
It's not a
seconded
motion,
it,
but
though.
it's a recommendation.
Well, I'll rescind it
request to
then,
pull.
that's fine.
Okay, it's back.
11 are actions authorizing issuance of checks. A is a resolution approving a settlement of the work comp claim and authorizing payment on the Bergner claim. B is a resolution accepting the work and authorizing final payment to Grunman Hicks of Cherokee for the Southbridge Regional Water Supply Treatment Facility Overflow Piping Extension Project. C is a resolution authorizing reimbursement to Charles Euler King for the cost of relocating electric lines to irrigation pivots in connection with the Seaboard Foods Project. 12 are actions relating to properties. A is a resolution amending resolution number 2015-0881 relating to the acceptance of the work of the historic Pearl District Alley Reconstruction Project Phase 2. B is a resolution approving 2017 Phase 2 Home Investment Partnership Program Funding Award for 4335 Correctionville Road. I have a question on this one. I think it's this one. Is this the Moose project?